What factors affect alimony? Basically, everything is considered with alimony. Here are some key factors summarized. See the alimony statute for the exact language. 1. Income and financial resources. The court considers the parties' relative earning capacities, obligations, needs, and financial resources. Income from pensions, profit sharing, or retirement plans, and all other sources are included in this consideration. If a supported spouse is returning to the workforce, or one of the parties believes the other spouse to be underemployed, a divorcing spouse may hire a vocational expert witness to evaluate a spouse's earning capacity. After that is done, a report may be issued and testimony offered. On our YouTube channel, we have several videos with Dr. David Strausser explaining the ins and outs of vocational assessments. 2. Supporting spouse's ability to pay. Determining how much alimony is provided each month begins with determining the supporting spouse's ability to pay. What is his or her earning capacity? What are the reasonable monthly expenses for housing, food, clothing, debts, and general living expenses? What is the difference between earnings and expenses? This is the amount the supporting spouse is able to pay. The ability to pay is then compared to the supported spouse's reasonable need. How does the supported spouse's reasonable need compare with the supporting spouse's ability to pay? In conjunction with this analysis, most judges will consider the actual historical spending pattern and lifestyle of the parties. Most Tennessee judges expect or require divorcing couples to be more frugal than otherwise. For example, if a couple routinely traveled to expensive and exotic locations, that fact is likely to be considered for alimony post-divorce, but not while the divorce is pending. On the other hand, if the supporting spouse drives an expensive luxury car, that will be taken into account by the court when deciding what cost of a car is appropriate for the supported spouse. While courts expect divorcing spouses to be frugal, judges will seek to even out expenses between spouses, especially for longer marriages. 3. Education and training. Another factor is each spouse's education and training. What ability and opportunity does each have to secure education and training? Will it be necessary for a party to secure further education and training to improve his or her earning capacity to a reasonable level? 4. Years married. How long do you have to be married to get alimony in Tennessee? Tennessee requires no particular minimum number of years married, but length is a key factor in determining alimony amount. Can you get alimony after 4 years of marriage? Maybe. Again, there is no set of rules here preventing alimony being awarded. For marriages shorter than 7 years, alimony will more likely be awarded if one spouse is unemployed and needs assistance. The court's goal will be to help ease the transition to single life. For longer marriages, courts will determine whether the supported spouse can be rehabilitated. In general, this means determining whether the spouse needing support can ever earn enough to return to the lifestyle the parties enjoyed together during the marriage. 5. Custodian of a minor child. Will it be undesirable for a party to seek employment outside the home because he or she will be the primary custodian of their minor child? In a traditional marriage, the spouse who stays home with the children or who doesn't work will likely be considered the dependent spouse. 6. Standard of living of the parties. The standard of living that was established during the marriage is another factor. This can be a very tough factor to determine and may result in difficult rulings for some couples. For one couple, you could have a supporting spouse ordered to pay a great deal because the couple lived like kings, spending every dime that came in and more. For another couple, the supported spouse living in a frugal household may be awarded less than another similarly situated spouse just because they lived comparatively cheaply. To dive more deeply into this area of alimony, read about lifestyle analysis on memphisdivorce.com. 7. Mental and physical health. In awarding alimony of any type, the court considers the age, mental condition, and physical condition of each spouse. This includes any physical disability or incapacity due to a chronic, debilitating disease. 8. Property division. Another alimony factor is the parties' property division and their separate assets. The larger the property division awarded, the less likely there will be a reasonable need for support. Is there a passive income from investments? Social Security? How old are the parties in relation to eligibility for pension and retirement benefits? If a supported spouse earns greater than expected and projected reasonable financial needs, a spouse may not be eligible for alimony. For example, if a spouse will receive greater than $3.5 million in cash from a divorce settlement, that spouse may be able to earn enough passive income to not need alimony. 9. Marital fault. The court also considers the relative fault of the parties when determining alimony. Marital fault is wrongdoing that contributed to the end of the marriage. Were both at fault? Who is more to blame? Depending on the circumstances and the judge, this could be a major factor or a minor one. While Tennessee law says fault should not be used punitively, it can and does happen. Compare that to other situations. Whether or not a party is unfaithful, there may be only so much money to go around after children's expenses, such as college tuition, private school tuition, child support, car insurance, cell phones, etc. There may not be extra room for alimony and no ability for the supporting spouse to pay. In today's modern world, as a matter of general policy, many consider judges less likely to award as much alimony as they previously did. Some experienced family law attorneys think society, and some judges, has become numb to adultery claims because they see so much domestic violence and other bad acts. Adultery claims may seem almost ubiquitous and outdated. Some divorcing spouses expect or want fault to be quantified. For example, a judge saying, "And just because you cheated on your spouse, you owe an additional $500 per month for 72 months. It doesn't work that way. A judge could think that way, but it is virtually impossible to correlate specific alimony amounts to particular bad acts. That being said, judges are human and cannot be expected to unhear that one party suffered unjustifiably at the hands of another. This is one of the main areas in which an experienced family law attorney can help analyze situations and advise clients. To learn more, visit memphisdivorce.com, Tennessee's most comprehensive free online family law legal resource. memphisdivorce.com answers hundreds of frequently asked questions on divorce, alimony, property division, custody, and more, with videos, and hosts our Tennessee Family Law blog. Check out Miles Mason's author page on Amazon.com. He is the author of 3 books, including the Tennessee Divorce Client's Handbook, now available on audiobook and Kindle. Discover all you can learn with Miles Mason Family Law.